All right, I guess I should get started. So this is Quadrant Community Call, October 1st, 2024. We have a packed agenda today with nothing on it. So let's get started. I guess I'll start. So today is the last day of iteration XYZ, which means we're supposed to release something. Do we want to coordinate this release at all? Do we release everything? Do we release only certain things? Who does what? No, it's been discussed last time, but I think. Did he? You want to release everything? Awesome.
Hey. Well, I wasn't thinking about like that in particular, but the thing that we should keep in mind would be if we want to include the new Wasm shim, and as I mean, like with Adam, we are feeling like quite confident that it works, and I think Abus had it covered in terms of the quadrant operator configuration. So I think like we can just go for only rate limiting for this release, even though that actually it's also possible. We just don't say it is, and that's pretty much it. We just include it in the
Right.
next release.
That's up for the quadrant operator, right? So there's no doc updates. That's all internal. So I
Mhm.
think I agree. So do you, Diddy and Agus, think that we can merge all that today? Let the nightly run. So if shit hits the fan, we'll know. No, okay, we cannot. Okay, good.
Adam,
Okay.
sorry.
No, go ahead, Dizzy.
No, I just wanted to hear Adam's point of view regarding the Wasm Shim at least.
Okay, latest news from today, this morning, was that I was checking the new WASM configuration from the quadrant operator perspective. So if there is everything we needed there, I found out that there was missing thing in the conditions. I know this is something that eventually will we will be changing for something else, but today is the reality. And I found out that there is something. So Adam very quickly did some changes, actually was reverting some old PR. That being said, I have to do some tests today or tomorrow morning. And if those go okay, then there is a thumbs up from my side. So yeah, today, no.
Okay. So cool. Let me, sorry. Actually, I'm going to add this here. God damn it. Sorry, taking
Actually,
some things at the
yeah,
same time is not awesome.
actually, let me check. Um, Guys, did you merge the external out in the washing machine into main?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I would recommend we do that on the same day, right? So that
Yes. That
nightly
was what I
pass.
was going to say. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So I need to test from the branch, from the washing machine build from the branch. Okay, cool. That will. I
Okay,
was
so
finishing. Yeah, I will test. It should be a matter of hours, working hours, today or tomorrow morning.
okay, so yes. So can you then own really like sort of coordinating the Wasm Shim quadrant operator release thing?
Yes.
You and okay. Yes. Mara, I guess. Goes to our. There you go.
We don't care about having it past the nightly build once, so that it would be the day after tomorrow, or that's not so. That's not.
I'm leaving that for it goes to the side. This is why I said to coordinate like both the merges and then the release. See if it goes. If it runs on Agus's machine, usually it runs as everywhere. There is a say that goes like works on Agus's machine or whatever. Anyways, it's a known thing in IT. I think. Do we? I don't know about Authorino. Anybody knows? And or operator.
The rail over auth service, right?
Sorry, say that again. You broke up for me.
It was a bad joke.
Okay.
I think there were some pull requests, but I'm not sure if they have been merged. Authorino.
Okay, I'll put it on me to update those things and see what needs to be released, and I'll update the notes with the different versions. Jim.
As far as I know, everything that was based around Arduino, it wasn't coming from Kuadrant side, it was coming from external. So it's not releases that Kuadrant is dependent on.
No, but change happened then I'm gonna say yes. Worst case, something's broken, but we would want to know about that anyways. And if changes happen and that's what Nightly's been running on, I think it's safer to sort of, unless there is a real reason not to release, right, that it would break anything, I think we should just release. That's my perspective again, if you disagree. Let me know. All right. Then I guess that's a yes too in that case. That's pretty easy. All right. So I guess that covers that. So it goes.
I wanted to ask about Kiwi. Do we want Kiwi to put the seal of approval for, or
My take was that, and again, it's my take. Just freaking release. Have that being tested. If there is an issue, we do a dot release. Like right now, we've been carrying over RCs for, I think, no real good reasons, right? Like once we're talking about GA, I won't be saying the same thing, but at this stage, in an O dot release, I think moving fast is more desirable than safe. And plus, we have quite some testing infrastructure in place, right? Back again to the Nightly's running and so forth. So we should have a good enough base to sort of know if things are really bad. So again, my perspective, I saw a few thumbs up.
That night, yeah, but I was too fast with the thumbs up. Just a comment related to your last sentence, night list. So if we want to release tomorrow, night list will not be testing anything. But
there was a machine.
again, yes, but doesn't invalidate your other statement. So okay.
Yeah. I stick to that, but that is related to Thomas's question, which is if you merge the WASM and Quadrant operator changes tomorrow, should we give it a 24-hour, i.e., one nightly run to make sure that nothing's broken before we do the release? I would be tempted to say yes. So that's what I think we should do. But then back again, I trust you, Auguste. If you say no, like I tested this enough, I'm confident, like we can do an actual release with that, then be my guest, do it. So I'm sort of deferring to you in that case. That was the joke about it works on your computer.
Okay.
And you don't need to make the call now, right? See tomorrow.
Yes.
Like when you do it, if you feel like, okay, if you get this thing running, like merge and all in at 5 p.m. tomorrow, anyways, don't do a release. Give it the night's time. And then if you wake up in the morning, everything's green, then we can run the final release touch tomorrow. When is it? Thursday morning then.
And there was a thumbs up
from
Jacob scrolling by, so it's on the recording, hopefully. So
Yeah.
we're good.
Oh, there you go. It got rubber stamped. I mean, it got validated.
Because we can probably take a look at it after this call.
Sure.
All right, cool. So DNS definitely needs releasing. Who's going to do that? Don't all of you fight over it.
I mean, if it's a matter of running the workflow, I'm happy to do that. I mean,
Well, I think it was sort of a proposal that I don't know every component owner or whatever would do it. I think
then
I
I
guess
need
that's again the
something.
underlying question I'm asking. Do we put like releasing everything on a single person? I don't like that generally. Most importantly, when shit hits the fan, whomever pressed the button, I want that person to also know what to do about it. So it's not for me only a matter of who presses the button, right? It's more like so.
Yeah, let's ping Phil or Craig
Yeah.
to make sure that they do that.
Okay, cool. I'll coordinate for the rest. Awesome. So, any other topics? Cool. Any demos? Somebody wants to showcase something awesome they've done. All right, that timing was just about right. What's the roundtable is people that want to talk about stuff that they've done but are not willing to demo. Raise your hand if there is something that you want to. All right, hey Gus wants to talk about stuff. Hey Gus.
Yeah, I was about to do some demo, but in the end, no time. Yeah, first thing. This week I release our operators in the public OLM catalogs. That's O10O. So we are now heading to O11. In the process, I spotted few issues in the release process. I opened issues. I talked with few people about that. Especially the bundled content is inconsistent with the content in the in the release branch we generate in the workflow. Okay, anyway, we will iterate and improve the process on the way. Then I've been working on the operator, on the Kuadrant operator side for the new WASM configuration, as I said. Yeah, that's I still need to test the latest change from Adam and see that that works. That will kick off the release. I also been working on yes, Alex.
No, sorry, I was raising my hand to be the next one in line, but I don't
Okay,
know how to
sorry,
open the
sorry.
queue to see who else
Sorry.
wants to talk.
Sorry. Then I've been working on a new feature of the Kuadrant operator, which is the console plugin thing. This is something only for OpenShift. And installing the operator, it will install the dynamic plugin from OpenShift, which is a very cool entry in the OpenShift UI for Kuadrant, where you can see policies and the topology. The PR is still in draft, but it's almost ready for review. So I encourage anybody to have a look and review it. There are still few open issues, especially the one that concerns me most is the life cycle of the thing, meaning that when we remove the operator, how to remove the console plugin as well. But that's something to be discussed in GitHub. Yeah, that's taken most of my time, but I also have a working in progress track, which is on the bumping of the rally meeting version to V1 beta 3, and that's something that will resume as far as I finish the thing with the new WASM configuration. That's all.
Thanks. No, I basically had a question. I was actually kind of hoping for like a short demo from the running on of the console plugin running on OKD. That I think still fits the context of this.
That's what I had in mind for the demo, but
Uh,
I was just finishing this
I thought
morning and doing
Rachel
some
or
tests.
Jason could just do that. Just now, Jason, just like share your screen and do
It's
it.
basically is this what Jason showed us last week. It's only that everything is being deployed by the operator. Nothing fancy. The fancy stuff comes from Jason work.
Right. I missed last week. That's my issue. Okay. I'll edit the recording. Thanks.
Next week, apparently, we'll get a demo. Okay. I'm gonna do a quick update on stuff that I said yesterday, last week. Sorry, now I found out that I lied. So in Envoy, the metadata and the dynamic metadata are not the same thing. There's been ongoing work to merge those two things into one, but that never happened. And as such, they're treated differently. Important to know is that the WASM module today can only set properties within the metadata storage, I'm gonna call it. So that's what we do, or let's say that's what Adam did, because I don't do much. And so thanks for that. But so that you, I guess the important thing is that anybody that goes around and messes with the filter chain, and most specifically auth data coming back from Authorino, from the external auth. So not only is obviously the key and the metadata filter not the same anymore because you cannot go there, but beyond that, that's not where the data is written back when you will eventually be using the the WASM filter to do external auth instead of the built-in external auth filter. Anyways, just if that made no sense, that's okay. It makes no sense to me either, but that's the way stuff works.
Does it mean that we are blocked by something or everything?
No,
Works?
like more fundamentally, like it is some documentation changes, stuff that we had planned on changing anyways, because we wanted to alias the binding. Not to be that explicit, but to be auth in any case. So since we're not merging auth this time around, there's multiple ways that we can go about how we'll bind this depending on whatever we want to make it depend on. That doesn't matter too much. I think more importantly is to understand though that one conclusion, and again, until somebody comes up with a way to completely control, like to the index, where something gets inside the filter chain inside Envoy using STO or Sail, whatever, in a complete controlled way, or that we change that we find a way to always inject the WASM filter in the same place, it will be recommended that you don't go depend on the filter chain yourself, right? Because there's certain guarantees that we simply can't make as far as I know. So all that to say that where the data goes doesn't matter, because in the end, we don't want people to go mess around with that stuff anyways. Understand we don't have control over this, we can reinforce that, and there's probably a bunch of use cases out there that will be fine by themselves, and possibly even using data that we might inject in there, but there's no way that I think that we can guarantee that to work forever. So we don't want to make that guarantee. So I guess to your, like, slight change of plans, but nothing huge at all. And actually, size-wise, it's equivalent. It's just how we bind all that stuff that changes. All right. So anybody else? I see no hands up. Thanks, Rachel, for pointing me to the obvious, or whomever pointed me to the obvious. All right, review of the Epic issues, blah, blah, blah. And I had this ready. If anything, so if anything needs to be raised in here, please again raise your hand. But importantly enough, everybody, for anything that's still in progress, and there's quite a few things, know that technically today, or at midnight somewhere on the globe, we'll be jumping over to the next iteration. So yeah, please update your iteration thingies to point to the proper thing. So we're what now? Iteration VO12 October 2nd to October 22nd. Anything we want to raise in here? Everything going according to plan, apparently. So that's good. Well, we're all known for being very good at estimating work as engineers. So again, another day where we proved that to be true. Awesome.
One thing,
Oh,
like
yep.
question, like maybe Jim or Kevin, given Guy's not here, how's the work around the what shall I use for a word to summarize it? The reconciliation of
State
the
of the world control.
yeah, state of the how's that going? Right. You're here, no? Yeah.
I guess I could give an update. From what I understand, it's kind of in progress. Guy started the rate limit policy stuff along with Guski. I think they're pairing up on that. I've started work on the TLS policy status stuff, and then from that hopefully move the pretty much all of the TLS policy stuff to the new workflow. Jim has started work on the Autorino CR and limit store CR. There's pull requests on that stuff, so still pending reviews. Yeah, so I guess like the summary is, yeah, it's going along pretty quick at the moment, just pending reviews on getting stuff merged.
Okay, so far it's panning out to work. Didn't run into any weird stuff yet.
No major weird stuff. There's been some, I guess, additional enhancements on the policy machinery side from stuff we've missed, but it's getting addressed pretty quick on that side. So yeah.
One thing probably worth mentioning there as well. Sorry, Jim, I realized I jumped the line there. It's there is a dependency there with the work in the Kuadrant operator and the config of the WASM stuff and all that, and the auth. So I guess one thing to ponder is once rate limiting uses the new config, I would possibly recommend that we switch the auth relatively quickly again early in the cycle. So in case again something fails, we get the nightlies hopefully to tell us that, and then that work is enabled because we changed the way that all that has to work, right? So it was kind of stupid to port to the old way to then report to the new way afterwards. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, so that was the very same thing I was going to say. We're waiting on the WASM Jim work to do before we start the all policy stuff.
Thanks.
All right. Last but not least, community engagement initiatives. Anything worth mentioning there?
Well, I can talk for Guy. I wasn't there, but Guy was in Porto last weekend, and he did a presentation on Saturday. It was, and that went well. It was related to auth. There were less people than he was expecting. There were some other interesting talks that he listened to. Yeah, we should maybe talk with Guy, let him talk about it next week, but that happened and it was good. Not gigantic, but we could spread some word, and there were some interesting stuff from other people on scaling Kubernetes. which might be of interest for us as well, like multi-cluster stuff. Yeah, but we should let Guy talk about that more than me.
Was this recorded? Do you know?
Yes, but not published yet.
Okay, so eventually we'll. Cool. Cool. So, that's a wrap. Did I forget anything? Okay, please don't tell me I'm hired and I did a shit job at this and somebody else will do it next week.
That's the good one. We should maybe, well, I don't know. We can also ask on the same day, like Rachel did today, like who wants to do it next time. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I guess it will be you again, Alex.
I think I have pony lessons next week at this time. Yeah, don't ask. All right, that's it then. Thanks, you all.
Thank you.